Hey everyone, Tim Bob McGuffin here, and we are back with more Masters of the Universe Origins unboxing. This time we actually have the Masters of the W-verse Stephanie McMahon figure. I believe I remember she was supposed to be based off of Evil-Lyn with this crossover. That's actually something I was never expecting when they did these Origins figures, is that they did such a crossover figures with WWE. So yeah, we actually have yeah, her there, and there was a couple others it shows on here. So the Ultimate Warrior, which I believe is supposed to be He-Man or maybe King Rangor. I don't know. I don't know who this was. Might be Stone Cold. Maybe I don't know. And I believe that's supposed to be Man at Arms. I would say. And this one here, I believe it's supposed to be Kane, possibly a Skeletor. Like I said, I don't know 100% with them, like what they all were, but yeah. But anyway, so she does come with her own comic too, just like the other figures do. And she does have a little weapon. So we'll open this. Just get that out. And we'll just look through the comic here. Oh, so actually maybe that's yeah, so that there could actually be Skeletor, whoever that's supposed to be. Oh, that's actually cool. It actually gives a little bio with a little name. So her an evil $1 billion Skull Queen. Well, actually, if she's with Stephanie McMahon here, she's the evil. I wonder then maybe if it's supposed to be like Chris Jericho or something. That's what we'll see. Oh, that's Goldberg. Okay, that's Goldberg. That's who that was. But yeah, they had a few different ones of them that they did. Of course, we got the dreaded little things here that they do. With these ones, oh my god, they did those ones again. Hate those ones. Oh yeah, so she's got her helmet and her staff in here. Let's see if I can get this open neatly without. But yeah, not too bad. That's some nice little designs if this camera will focus properly. Doesn't seem to want to focus here properly. Not sure if it's... Try to take a couple of these things out of here. Maybe it's making it lose focus. But yeah, not too bad. Then we have the staff here, which looks like it's supposed to be made out of bones. Very nice color on the blue for kind of the orb and the scepter. Now, this thing with the way they have her, I'm going to see if, yep, I can get her feet out this way without kind of hopefully breaking this thing, because I hate these kind of ties when they do them like this. Like, if you notice how, look how bad that is. Like, why do they do that tight for? Like, that's worse than the other ones that they do. Because that puts so much pressure on the joints. It can really ruin the figure. We'll get this out of the way, and then we'll just... Now, with these ones, they most likely used a similar mold as the original ones, because as you see here, they still have like the typical armbands and like the pieces of armor that you might have seen on other figures. So they most likely did reuse some of the molds to make these figures. But probably where they differ is probably either maybe some of the armor pieces on the chest and the waist, or maybe even the face. They might have changed a little bit there, I imagine, especially with the paint apps. But yeah, not too bad if I can get her kind of, there we go. Like, I mean, for the price of these figures, like the paint app is what it is. Like, it's actually not that bad. They at least gave her pretty human-like eyes. Like, you can actually see the difference between the pupil and the iris and stuff in there, which is nice. See if I can get a little closer with. But yeah, not too bad. With the head itself, it's got almost like on the helmet. It's hard to see a bit. I don't know why my camera's not focusing too well today, but yeah, there's almost like this kind of sparkly glitter effect to the black paint that they use to give it a bit of shine. And of course, you have a little skull emblem and the little pieces sticking up there and kind of like the headdress part of it. Body's not too bad. They kind of went basic with the body. It just kind of felt like a black suit with just little accent lines down here. The boots are nice because they do try to keep it with the wrestling motif. So you have kind of like these large boots that go up high, and then it has like all the laces done up on there. Really nice that they did that. And the arm guards here, I would say that's a little bit unique. It doesn't I don't have the other Evil-Lyn figure. That's one of the ones I was missing from the Origins one when I picked a bunch of them up. So I don't have the original one to compare. If I do get her, I would definitely compare with this and just see which ones, where the differences are and stuff for them, if there is any. But yeah, head barely rotates, and it's just basically because of its unique design with the hair coming down there. It's very hard for it to rotate or move up and down and stuff like that. Understandable. But yeah, arm-wise, she can get a little bit good range of movement. Not too much. This kind of, it kind of like sits in here a little bit, so it's hard to get like a really good movement. But yeah, for this part here, there's a little bit, again, the elbow kind of comes out a little bit more on this, so it doesn't really get there. But yeah, up and down. Sorry there. And yeah, kind of up. Wrist movement. It's very tight on the turn there. I'd be afraid of it popping out, honestly. But yeah. Jean-Claude Van Damme test. And she can actually do splits pretty well. She's probably the best figure of the bunch, I would say, that can actually do splits, like a full-on splits here. So yeah. For the legs, even though she can do splits really well, it's kind of stiff, kind of doing a forward kick. Back is even worse. So she definitely has better movement this way, not so much this way. With the knee, it does bend, but it's only just on a single joint. And so it's kind of limited. It's got a little bit of crunch, not too much. Thankfully, her foot, though, feels like it actually has a lot more movement. So it probably wouldn't impact her in positioning, because you can probably like really get in there. Like it's actually making, I feel it makes a lot more natural movement to the leg, and that you can kind of get almost like a jumping pose or a landing pose or something like that. Yeah. It does turn here very little bit, not too much, not as much as the other ones. I feel like I'm going to force it and break the figure if I push too hard there. And yeah, like this one actually goes really, really far around on the ankle. And there. I'm just going to get these movements again on the camera because I don't think I got them properly on the camera there because I wasn't really paying attention too much when I was doing it. It's been having like a long week. We had 2 ice storms recently, kind of back to back where I live up here in Canada. So yeah, it's definitely been like one of those things. But yeah, her staff, she kind of just holds. It just kind of, she can either hold either or pretty easily. Just holds like that. Nothing too big. And then her mask, I believe, just kind of slides on. It just like, yeah. Yeah, it just kind of slides on. Doesn't really grip too tight. Of course, she can't move it too much because, yeah, she doesn't have got much movement in her head. So this kind of like just goes there and just sits there. Height-wise, she's looks like she's like, yeah, she's a little bit taller almost than Sorceress there. Like I said, she's actually got pretty good stability on her feet, which I'm liking a lot. It's a lot better than Hoarder's I have, because his with the ankles, I think his got really, really badly damaged because of how they were. I'm gonna position He-Man here. So yeah, He-Man is definitely just a little bit taller, but not too much. But He-Man though is a pretty big figure though, him and Skeletor, because of course they were made to go with Battle Cat and Panther, so so they had to kind of make them the size of the figures there. But yeah, overall, not too much of a bad figure. I do enjoy the crossover thing. I like how they try to give it lore. I'll probably I'll probably check this out and actually see about getting some other ones if any stores still have them. I need to hit up Toys R Us actually sometime because I'm looking at getting to get few more He-Man figures so I can get some more because I'm only going to be having like one more left there, whatever, and then also look at some Lego sets too because I do want to actually open and do some more Lego sets. Besides that, you might see some Kamen Rider stuff because I do have some old SH Figure Arts Kamen Riders that I've kind of collected and like had here sitting around. So I might I'll re-unbox a couple of those because I have unboxed them before. But yeah, I'll probably might reopen them and actually show them off because I always love Kamen Rider. They're like one of my favorite shows. But yeah, like I said, she's not too bad. A little bit more detail, like a little bit. Like I do like I do actually like that they actually did attempt to do a half decent job on the eyes. That's not like a good sell point to me. And the mask and stuff here is kind of what it is. Like I mean, you can't really do too much with that. Like yeah, maybe they could have did like a little bit more paint app, like put a paint app on kind of the cross up there, the Iron Cross. But yeah, still pretty nice. But yeah, we'll see what other ones I'll be doing there soon. Just trying to keep this a little bit short because I mean, with these He-Man figures, a lot of them they recycle the things. So like besides checking out the joints and stuff, there's not too much to review to them unless they actually have a lot of different weapons or accessories and stuff. But yeah, we'll see what else I have for the next coming weeks. Like I said, I got at least one more He-Man figure. I still have to like open up there. I need to look at getting some more and doing some other things there too, and also actually looking at TCG stuff again. I'm just kind of trying to decide which TCGs to get into there's a couple of different ones I know I've mentioned before I'm looking at, but I'm also just trying to see like what there is available, especially with things going on. And I, despite with the whole tariff situation going on between Canada and US, I might try to see if I can source some Pokemon cards because there is a couple US suppliers that are much more favorable in the pricing for the Pokemon cards to the point that I might buy from them because it seems whoever is trying to sell them up here in Canada, they're just selling way, way, way too over market, like even more than what they're going for in the American market. So I might look at that and see what goes on. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a good weekend there.